All right. I am beyond excited to kick off the SAT Dream Score Masterclass. And it's my first time doing this, so I'm gonna try my best. But firstly, can you drop some variation of yes if the audio is good and also the video is good? Okay, so let's get started. So I'm sure that you guys can see this. All right, cool. So firstly, let's see where we got everyone tuning in from today. And so first of all, you may be thinking, who the heck are you? Well, my name is Azamat, and I got 780 out of 800 in SAT Maths. And in this presentation, in this masterclass right here, I will be revealing specifically 3 tactics that you can use to get your dream SAT score. So let's get started. Well, in this masterclass, I have a goal, and I will be revealing that to you right now. And it is to improve your SAT score, and it's that simple. And I also want to provide confidence where there was once uncertainty. And I want to give you clarity where there was once confusion. And I also want to unlock the true potential within you to get 1500 plus or above. And the best part is, it's without endless memorization. You don't need expensive tutors to score 1500 plus. And also, you should not waste 4 to 6 months or even more on prepping. So, in this masterclass, I will be talking about box and whisker plots. Then I will be talking about absolute value equation solutions. And after that, probability with multiple events. So, are you guys ready right now? Drop a yes in the chat if you guys are ready. Awesome. So, let's get started. So let's first of all start off with probability with multiple events. And first of all, there are 2 types of probabilities, and the first one is with replacements. And the second one is without replacements. And we will go over each and every single one of those in this masterclass. So the first one is without replacement, and we've got a problem here, the SAT question, and I will be showing you live how to solve it right now. So let's start off with reading the question. So a bag contains 12 red chips, 6 blue chips, and 2 green chips. What is the probability of drawing a red chip first, then a green chip? So here we have multiple events. So the first event is drawing a red chip, and the second one is a green chip. So how many red chips do we have? Well, we have 12 red chips. So that's the first thing that I'm going to write, 12. And the total amount of chips, 12 plus 6 plus 2, that's going to be 20. So 12 over 20 would be my first draw, which is probability of drawing a red chip first. And we also have the second event, as stated here, then a green chip. Now, there is one big mistake that many students make, and that is multiplying it by, so how many green chips we have? We have 2 of those, so 2 over 20. But this is a mistake. You don't have to write 20 here. In fact, you have to write 19 here, because we already we already chose one red chip for the first one, so we can remove one chip. So that's why we're gonna multiply it by 2/19, and that is gonna give us, let me use my calculator for this. So 12 multiplied by 2 over, so we get 24 over 324 over 380, and that's gonna equal to 6/95. So is this clear to you guys? Drop a yes in the chat if it's making sense right now, and after that we will move on to probability with replacements. So here we have the second question, and we have multiple events with replacements. So a bag contains 12 red chips again, 6 blue chips, and 2 green chips. What's the probability of drawing a red chip first, then a green chip if the first one is replaced? They will clearly state if the first chip is replaced in the question. So in this case, they're telling that it's replaced. So as you know, the first draw is 12/20, as we did in the previous question, multiplied by, and in this case, because the first chip is replaced, we're not gonna subtract 1 from 20, so that's gonna be 2/20. It's not gonna be 2/19 because the first chip is already replaced. So in this case, that is gonna be 24/400, and that's gonna give us 3/50, and our solution will be 3/50. So is this making sense right now? Drop a yes or some sort of a variation of yes if this is making sense for you. So now let's move on to the next question, to the next topic. So now we will cover absolute value equations. And when absolute value equations have one solution, absolute value equations have one solution when the absolute value equals 0. Here's an example of it. So x minus 9 in absolute value equals 0. So in this case, because it equals to 0, there is only one solution, x equals 9. And absolute value equations have no solution when the absolute value is set equal to a negative number. So in this case, x plus 2, and that's going to equal to negative 5. Just a second, guys. I'm gonna be back right now. Just a second. Awesome. So let's move on. So as I already told, absolute value equations have no solution when the absolute value is set equal to a negative number. In this case, x plus 2 in absolute value equals negative 5. Out of absolute value, there will never be negative value, so that's why it's impossible. That's why there is no solution. Well, absolute value equations have infinite solutions when absolute value expressions on both sides are identical. So in this case, both sides are identical, so it's always true, so there are infinite solutions. Now let's practice. And also the other thing is absolute value equations have two solutions when the absolute value is set equal to a positive number. So in this case, x plus 2 in absolute value equals 5. So 5 is a positive number, so there are two solutions. Now let's have a look at this problem. Well, it says for which value of k does the equation have exactly one solution? Well, as I already told, we already covered when absolute value equations have one solution. So the first thing, you can actually write the answer in the chat if you want to, and I can probably wait a few seconds for that. Okay, awesome. So now let's solve it. So firstly, what we want to do is we want to rewrite this thing as this. So 0.5x minus 12 equals 20 minus k. And here what we did is we subtracted k from both sides, so that's the exact same thing. Now let's consider when there is exactly one solution. Well, one solution happens only when this thing equals to 0, as we already covered here. So one solution, so absolute value equations have one solution when the absolute value equals 0. So that's why this thing 20 minus k should equal to 0. And from this we can get that k equals 20. So that's the first thing. And now if you look at, so the next step is, so we already know k equals 20, right? Now we can rewrite it as this. So 0.5x, we already found the value of k, so that's gonna be 20. K equals 20. So let's move on to the next question. Which of the following has no solution? And we have a set of answer choices right here. So let's solve it. So the best way to solve it is by testing each choice here. So in this case, let's start off with testing choice A. So in this case, we can subtract 3 from both sides, and that's gonna be x minus 4 in absolute value equals -2. Well, absolute value can't be negative, so it has no solutions. And we already found the right answer. But still, let's test some of the other answer choices right now. So choice B, 6 minus 2 in 5x minus 7, and it equals to -10. Well, the first thing is dividing both sides by -2. No, the first thing is actually adding 6 to both sides. So that's gonna be, we can eliminate this. Oh, negative is still there, and that's gonna be -16. And after that, if we divide it by 2, that's gonna be 5x minus 7 equals 8. Because -16 over -2 is gonna be 8. And as you can see, it's set equal to a positive number. 8 is a positive number, so that's why there are 2 solutions, and we want no solution, so that's why B is wrong. Now let's look at choice C. 3x plus 1 equals 7. So as you can already see, 7 is a positive number, so it also has 2 solutions, so we can remove C as well. Now let's have a look at choice D. In this case, we can, this is actually the same expression as 2x minus 6. So these two absolute values are identical. So is true for all x values, so that means there are infinite solutions, and we want no solution, so that's why D is also wrong. So let's move on to the next one. And now we will cover box and whisker plots. So let's get started. Are you guys ready for box and whisker plots? Because this is gonna be the one that is gonna be the most exciting one. Are you guys ready? Drop yes in the chat if you guys are ready. Awesome. So let's get started. So here is an example of this sort of a plot, and right now I will be showing you exactly. So these plots have firstly a minimum, so they have the smallest value and it's left whisker end, so this is gonna be this minimum value, as you can see, and this is considered the smallest value of these plots. And the second thing is first quartile, and it's the 25th percentile, and they are these things right here that I'm drawing right now. So these are considered first quartile. Then we have median, and it's the 50th percentile, and it's the line that you can see inside the box right here. These are considered as median. Next up, we have third quartile, and it's the 75th percentile, and they're this thing. So these things that I'm drawing right now are considered third quartile. Next up, we have maximum value, and it's considered the largest value, and these are the maximum values. So now let's have a look at the question. So here we have two chemistry classes, and they took the same exam, and here are their scores. So here's the box plot of scores of class A and class B. So the minimum value is 60 and maximum value is 95, and median is at 78. And in class B, the scores, the minimum score is 65 and the maximum score is 90, and we have a median at 82. So if M represents the median for class A and N represents the median for class B, what's the value of N minus M? So firstly, what is the value of M? You can drop in the chat the first value of N. Okay, so the value of M is the median, so they're already telling us that it is 78. So M equals 78. And the next thing is the value of N. Well, N here is N represents the median for class B, so the median here is 82. 82. So 82 minus 78, that's gonna be 4. So the answer to this question is 4. Now let's move on to a little bit of a harder one, okay? So this box plot shows the number of books read by students in 2 different grades. So the minimum number of books read by students in grade 9 is 2, and the maximum is 14, and the median is at 7. So in grade 10, the minimum is 4, the maximum is 12, and median is 8. So which statement is most accurate? So choice A. Grade 9 students read more books on average. Well, the big problem with choice A is this word, average. Well, here we don't have average, and this box plot, average, which is mean, is not given. So we only know the median here and ranges, so we can't confidently say that. We cannot talk about averages here because we're not confident about them. So, and they're not given in this box plot. So A is wrong. Choice B, grade 10 students read more books on average. Well, here they're also mentioning average, and we don't have averages here, so B is wrong. But the biggest trap is actually choice B, because a lot of students see that the median is at 8, so they think that, well, grade 10 students read more books because the median is higher. But that's actually wrong, because we're not given any averages here. Choice C, the median number of books is higher for grade 10. Well, yes, because median at grade 9 is 7, and at grade 10 it's 8. So 8 is bigger than 7. So that's why choice C is correct. And now choice D, grade 9 has less variability in reading habits. Well, no, because yes, we do have something about variability, and variability here is like range. So range here is 14 minus 2, that's going to be 12, and in grade 10 it is 8. Grade 9 has less variability? No, it has higher variability. So yeah, that's why choice C is the correct answer. Now, let me talk about 2 paths that you have if you want to improve your SAT score even further. I know these tactics were great, and you might have learned a lot of stuff. You learned about box plots, you learned about absolute value equations, and you also learned about all these dates, like whisper plots and quartiles and everything. But still, if you want to improve your SAT score, you should continue doing that. So there are 2 paths that you have. Well, in the first path, I'm sure that I've seen some balls around there too. And no, seriously, you might be thinking, so before moving on to those 2 paths, let me ask you one question. What is your biggest SAT struggle right now? You can drop that in the comment, in the chat here right now. What is your biggest SAT struggle right now? Awesome. I see a lot of answers. Great. So, and there is one solution to all of these problems. And I will be revealing that solution in this masterclass. So the first question is, if you study 10 hours a week before the SAT, will you score higher than if you studied 30 minutes a day for 6 weeks? You can drop true or false in the chat right now. And let me tell you, it's false, because you will actually score higher if you study 30 minutes a day for 6 weeks rather than studying 10 hours just the week before the SAT. Why? Because you will have a day-by-day system. If you study 30 minutes a day for 6 weeks, that's way better than studying one time really long study session. And let me talk about why a day-by-day study system works. Well, firstly, you will have clarity. You will know every single day what you have to do to improve your SAT score. Next up is consistency. You will know exactly, and like each and every single day, there will be a worksheet, and if there is a day-by-day system, there will be a lot of habits, and habits stick because they're short and they're daily reps. Next up is compounding effect. Every single day builds on yesterday. That's why a day-by-day system works. Next up, retention. Your brain actually remembers way better because you repeat these things often, every single day. And lastly, your confidence will go up because every small win builds your confidence, and you can start scoring higher, and you'll always have these thoughts in your head, yes, I'm improving. And drop a mind-blowing emoji in the chat if you think this is mind-blowing, if you think that day-by-day system is really important. And let me tell you, the SAT is just like the gym. You don't get abs by doing 300 sit-ups the night before summer. You get abs by doing 30 sit-ups a day for 3 months. And it's the same with SAT scores. Small, consistent effort is way better than giant cramming. And here's a mini exercise for you right now. If you study less time per day, but more consistently, you'll score higher than someone studying randomly for longer hours. Is it true or false? Drop in the chat right now. True or false? Well, as you might have guessed it's true, because daily prep is more important than randomly studying for longer hours. And the next question is, do you need expensive $100 hour tutors for that? For this daily system? For you to prep every single day? True or false? Well, false, because and the next thing, do you need to study 30 to 45 minutes a day for the SAT? True or false? Drop in the chat right now. True or false? Awesome to see your answer. So it's true. But there is one big problem, and that is you don't actually have a day-by-day SAT system right now. Well, I'm gonna show you new SAT system that can get you to 1500 plus in 60 days, so that you can finally escape 1200s and finally hit your dream score with the world's first day-by-day SAT blueprint. And this blueprint is built to cut through the BS, save you time, and get you the score colleges cannot ignore. And fortunately, you can say goodbye to random YouTube advice, overpriced tutors, endless prep books, and wasted study hours. The thing is, getting a dream SAT score in 2025 isn't about doing more. It's about following the right system. Until now, that system didn't even exist. And let me tell you, you can increase your SAT score by 150 plus points guaranteed with that exact same system. It sounds bold, right? But I'm not here to convince you I'm better than free practice questions online or tutors charging $200 hours. I actually guarantee it. Yes, I will add 150 plus points to your SAT score, or it's 100% free. Well, why does this 60-day SAT system outperform every other prep method? Well, because it's built different. Firstly, there is a day-by-day structure, which most programs don't even have. Next up, it's backed by real SAT data, and it's also battle-tested by 126 students. And let me tell you, it's the straightest line to your dream score. And you may be thinking, what exactly is the 60-day blueprint? Well, it's a daily, day-by-day SAT prep system that can remove all the guesswork from you. And instead of drowning in prep books or random practice test questions that you can find online. You wake up every single morning knowing exactly what you have to do, whether it's reading drills or math raps or a certain skill that you have to practice. And they're all mapped out across 60 days. And it's literally like having a private tutor in calendar form. And I know you might have a thought, well, will it work if I'm stuck at 1300 or lower? Absolutely. This blueprint was built for students starting anywhere. If you're below 1300, it gives you structure and all the momentum to build all the fundamentals. And if you're already scoring higher than that, it will also sharpen your timing and every single skill and strategy to push you into elite scores. And you've literally seen students jump 150 to 200 points just starting from under 1200. And the question is, what if you only have 1 to 2 hours? Well, you only need 30 to 60 minutes per day for this to work. In fact, these sorts of shorter, consistent daily reps beat long cramming sessions every time. And you might also be a parent and you may be thinking, how do I know this is legit? Well, that's a great question, because we built the blueprint from 1000 plus SAT problems, refined it with real students, and we literally back it with a 100% score improvement guarantee. That means if your child follows the system and doesn't improve, we take the risk, not you. Well, imagine this. 3 months from now, you open your SAT score report and see 1520. Your parents are crying tears of joy. Your dream college acceptance letter arrives, and you get a $1,500 a year merit scholarship, and your friends ask how you did it. And 4 years from now, you're walking across the stage at your dream college. You saved $60,000 plus in scholarships, and you have amazing opportunities because of your school's network. And you're stress-free about student loans, and your future is completely different. And now, imagine this. All of this because you made one decision right now: to stop studying the wrong way and start following the 60-day SAT blueprints. And you may be thinking, well, what our students are saying about it? Well, we already got 120 positive ratings, 62 super helpful reviews from our students. And here's what our students are saying. And let me tell you about what you get in this program. Firstly, you will get a 60-day SAT blueprint. Next up, you will have an elite community access. You will also have live coaching. You can ask me anything and get direct feedback. And I even record and answer custom videos for your questions. You will also have a daily Q&A with me. And make sure to save your spot until October 26th, because the launch price is $97 a month. In fact, if you join the 60-day blueprints before September 26th, you will lock in 2 one-on-one sessions with me, and you can use them to improve your SAT score, to fix your weakest section really fast in these 2 one-on-one sessions with me. You can also get personalized feedback on practice questions. You can ask questions that you cannot find answers anywhere else. And this is really great deal, I would say. And then after that, the base price is going to be $149 a month, and the future price after 50 members will be $197 a month. Well, you might be thinking, why are you doing this? Well, because I want to reward the early action takers, and I want to keep this community and this blueprint exclusive. And I have a bonus. only for the first 5 members right now, you can get 2 one-on-one tutoring sessions for free if you join. And make sure to act right now and secure your spot and have 2 private sessions with me